Now get ready to back on to Singapore Long Plains qualifying day. Upon I've taught we've got a bit racing to do in this weekend for Miyata, who had to recover from multiple races where he's been struggling a little bit. Strolling point, but she was struggling a little bit. He needed to turn around here in the Singapore and launch out with Victor Martin, who seemed not to put himself in the same mark as Miyata, most of tour led him being out of the season next season at Britain Motorsport. We are looking, well, side already actually, side, large, small, just live for Britain Motorsport alongside Miyata, which is something I'm really looking forward to. But here is the flashback in lap 2 of the Battery Long Plan where danger didn't go to Miyata way as we went upside down. In the night, but clearly was not a good note to end that weekend as we obviously hesitated to turn in, bumped into the wall, lot bit of basically control on the braking and just slammed straight into another wall and flipped himself upside down, which was the bad thing for Miyata, but luckily he is okay and land another one. The battery long plane, which means Max Verstappen is last place. Not sure the plate, but it was a sea launch. No, he's down P20, so that's not good. But at the end of the day, Lance Law approaches to Art and said that he wouldn't mind driving for Art and Art had this little bit of a shimmer of faith. Yes, faith of Lance Law at the bottom five exactly. Hulkenberg, Alonso, Lawson, Hazard, and forgot who the last one is. Then in 2-2, it's Baron, Dumont, Martin at the yellow, Lance Law, and Carlos Sainz are out in 2-1 and 2-2, but now we've begun our second run in 2 there. The third run didn't go good as we didn't really need to show it as we obviously were in the last play of that 2 there, which is P10. So for my second run on a brand new tyre, that third run with the order tyre, the second run, sparking new tyre as we managed to put in a further 2 lap time. Hopefully that'll put us up top 5 maybe. No, top 6 with John Stitt, which is really good with Lando Norris, who is now leading on the pole position of the Singapore Long Plane with Max Sutton Hamilton in third place. Don't forget, Lando Norris is getting closer to Max Verstappen for the championship fight. Let's see how it goes down.
Marina Bay hosted a Grand Prix that briefly ran in the 60s and 70s, but the Garden City re-entered the calendar for good in 2008. We missed it for a couple of years, but it was great to come back to the Singapore Grand Prix. And here's our track, 4.94 kilometres long, and overtaking chances into the first corner, into turn 14 at the end of the Esplanade, and now into turn 16 in the newly reprofiled sector that we first ran on in 2023. Still though, it's punishing and tough on the brakes, and the heat and humidity will take an effect on our drivers. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hamilton, Tsunoda, Oscar Piastri and Miata, Leclerc, Ocon, Russell and Alex Albon, Behrman, Doohan, Victor Martins and Antonelli, Stroll, Gasly, Fernando Alonso and Liam Lawson, Hadjar, Bortoletto, Sainz and Nico Hulkenberg rounds off the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. Alongside me here in the commentary box today, former racing driver extraordinaire Naomi Schiff. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, every driver certainly has their own way of preparing themselves before a race. But I can tell you that pre-race rituals are a real thing. When I was in go-karting, I used to touch every wheel in a specific sequence before I got into the kart. And then I stepped up to cars and had a specific set of fireproof base layers just for race day. So watch the drivers when they're on the grid. Some may be sitting on the floor and isolating, others may be up to other things that they do. But these little things really help their minds get ready for the race.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Yes, I've told Miata know what he might do. He said it in the intro in the beginning. He needs to turn it on now. So hopefully we get to see the better form of Miata. And I've thought it's been quite questionable. And I think some of the fans of Britain Motorsport are questioning my ability as a team principal of signing Miata to be with us for next season. That's why I tried to wanted Miata to turn it around to prove one of the hater out there that he got what he takes, and of course they might be questioning why I'm signing slow. But again, it was a moment where I felt like Slow to be a pretty solid driver, yet he had some questionable career, but I think he might do just fine at landing on the pole position with Matt Sutton, Hamilton third. We all are eagerly waiting to get on right, and of course Lando would love to win again in the Singapore, and of course try to maximise the championship result, and it now light down to the underway, and Lando another is still in the pole, but he now side by side Matt Verstappen is fleeing by to turn one, using Tsunoda and Hamilton having a battle. Piastri and Miata is also having a battle, and Miata tries to get himself around the outside ahead of Piastri, which he has pulled it off. It now up to P5, and Lando is still leading with Matt Stetson, Newty third, Hamilton fourth. We might see a fight here with Piastri, who is now joining on the outside line on Miata. Miata needs to defend it on the inside line for Piastri up a little bit wide, but nothing has been said from the FIA, so we haven't done anything bad there. So good job for Miata to be able to defend it really well and keep himself up in that top 5, and which will bring out a massive result. Because I've taught my rival for the team at the hat, so we need to try our best to make sure we stay ahead of the hat. It'd be really nice to see Victor Marty up in the point, but yet not managed to done that for ages. Not a shit. His last one, but I saw that P10 for don't misrate it was. So I'm hoping to see Martin to do something and get himself in the point. That would be really solid result. We got the fight with Albon and Esteban Ocon side by side now. Looks like Albon might be able to get on very quickly, and looks like he did. Albon is now up to P8 with Charles Leclerc, who's currently P7. And wait, hold on. Ocon might try for the move. No, he doesn't. He does not pull it off. Ocon stayed behind. He tried it for a moment. He just knew he does not have a room to get that move worked out at Piastri. It's getting closer on the yacht. I'm just clearly telling you that the McLaren are just quick. The car is absolutely pacing. The same as the ball, and I've told Piastri should be up there. But no, at the obviously been blocked up by Miata, and he had to drive Lee Hamilton once he finally passed Miata. But we told Miata to defend all of his best ability at Matt Verstappen is chasing hard onto Lando Norris, but Lando doing a really good job, and I think he's on the high of his form right now. He took in with a really good amount of win, a really good amount of points over his rival in the championship. So you might see a very tight fight for the championship at the end of the season. At Hamilton, he started to pull away a little bit, but he started losing time and everything, so he might think it's because the hard tire got on right now. It's just not working out for him at Miata and be on the medium tire, so he definitely could put himself in a really strong position to get ahead of Lewis Hamilton. But the problem is, Hamilton in that Ferrari are too quicker than the Britain Motorsport, so we need to try and just find the space and get there quickly as we can. It might not work out for Miata, so top 5, P5 basically would not be a bad finish if I'll be honest. I'm back on board with the sport as they're heading into laps there now. Land another still doing a pretty good job using Tsunoda off talk one try to get a victory for this weekend, as using Tsunoda like to be able to stay something to the off tour took one or maybe two victories this season. He had to have one in a while, so Newton would love to be able to get a taster of another race win this season. So can we see that in the Singapore? I think we find out at Max Verstappen is now getting closer to Lando Norris. We might see a move being made here. No, it does not. Matt stays behind of Lando Norris. I thought for a moment there'll be a move made, but it doesn't do it. And I think he's thinking a long game. But the longer he spends behind Lando with that dirty air coming through on Matt's car, it's not going to help him at all. So I wonder if Matt is thinking to go for the move as anything he can do. We have to find out what might happen at Miata getting close to the Hamilton, but we're back on board with Matt Verstappen in lap 4. I think this is the moment we should be able to see moves being made using Corona as the tour is a lot closer. We might see double overtake. Who knows what might happen? Matt on the outside line, Lando on the inside line, Tennessee defender is doing side by side. Matt seems to have a nearly 280. It's on the inside line now. Lando tries to see if he can find some gap to get himself back there. They keep it really clean with the good thing to see it. We know how tense the championship can get, and sometimes rather we get really hot showers about it. But it seems that might have just been fine for both of them at Matt is now taking the lead of the Singapore Grand Prix with Lando stuck to Newton Tanona in the third place. But the lesson we've learned over the part of this season, every time Matt is in the lead, you cannot let him run away, or otherwise you should lose your chances to score basically beat Matt Verstappen. Everything ready to go into as we now on board with Miata in lap 5. He got the opportunity to try and get Hamilton, but it seems that Piastri got the upper hand on the outside line. We made a small contact here, but it looks like we just managed to get away without severe damage on either of those cars, and no warning, so it's just a bit of a tough racing, and we kept it respected, which is just we don't want to trash, and Miata cannot afford to be trashing at all. We see his rival the hat is down in P10 and 11, and his teammate Martin is up in P14. We need Martin to get up and shorten points this weekend at Hamilton, of course, not getting too much pressure. He's actually holding on really well, and that's how to expect it for the 7-time champion, isn't it? And we can see the replay of Russell, who had overtaken that last Molly Howe, who were in the point in P9, now not the P10, unfortunately, which will be old control. Russell is up in P9, but it's quite sad. It's the mistake sludging a little bit. That's something we might have to look into. Why they sludging us? Don't forget, we run on Mercedes engine, aren't we? So we need to try to think about is their engine having the ability problem or power loss issues that will affect the British Motorsport going in 2026. We've got lads who already started losing time to the leader, which is Matt Verstappen, so no more the other race. And it seems Lando is going to have to defend again to use the Tanona, and that is not doing the whole, but he's okay, because if they fight and defend, Matt can take the advantage of the situation and just run away, and to push a little bit more and to space out a lot of the time, which will be in Matt's favour to win this long point. And we've got Newton Tanona on the left. It looks like they get the move done, land another try and stay ahead. It can defend it, can keep it clean, that the truck should yet it. Lando stayed ahead of Newton Tanona. Very good defense from Lando Norris. But we can clearly see that Newton probably doing it on purpose, but he tried to help his teammate, short a bit win, and for the championship, especially the Tunslotting Championship, be a massive for the sport. And Newton Tanona is doing a pretty good job for himself compared to what happened last season with Sergio Perez back in 2024. The Newton Tanona is clearly doing a fantastic job in this 2025, and we are trying to find some time to stay ahead of Hamilton before our time worn out massively, and Hamilton, who's on a hard time, will have the upper hand in this situation. So Miata is doing a really good job holding on to it despite having a bit of a problem with the lip. but Miata doing a pretty good job, and I think Hamilton is a lot slower now. We're not fighting him too much. I think his car is a lot slower compared to top the Charles Leclerc, who's in season P7. He's now involved in the fight and potentially to invite along Alexander Albon, who could be involved to the fight for the P4 eventually at some point. So we need to try and get ahead of Hamilton to the tour dirtier and impacting Miata, which unfortunately be a really bad effect into his race. He needs to try and get an overtake. But Hamilton, being Hamilton, doing a fantastic job defending, knowing where to put his car, and just making it impossible for Miata to find a gap to get them. But we're now on board with Yuta Tsunoda, who's still ultimately behind now, another for a lap or two. And Max Verstappen just started to pull away more and more, and that's definitely looking to be solidified Max's chance to win. The Singapore long point and Lando cannot let it happen as we got from Robbo coming out of that corner. Just like a corner as we now heading to final top of corner. We're getting closer to Hamilton, really good. But that particularly late braking that to cut our time there, as we need to try and just find something to see what opportunity to bring in and just get the move done. But we're on board and using Tsunoda once again, he's still not be able to find the gap. But we've got the DR though coming up, we might get the move done here right now. Using Tsunoda got the outlet open, he got the slip in, he got the pay, and he just very easily pulled to the left, to the right. He's got now the outside, trying to get it done. It seems like he's the new team now up to P2 and Lando down in P3, as we can see in the live timing. Charles Leclerc is battling the Piastri at the outside, and it seems that the move done, and I think Piastri is now feeling from where of his medium tyre, and don't forget, Piastri spend a lot of the time behind two tyres, and that 2 times of this here, jumping through his tyre now 3 times more. So I think Piastri definitely feeling a bit of a struggle to try and get on out the corner where Miata got 1 tyre to deal with. But he's definitely feeling a little bit of a struggle and he's trying to get a good exit and try to get close. But Hamilton is doing a fantastic job, and of course we know about the retirement that is just announced to take past weekend. Hamilton is retiring at the end of the season, and a bit slow for Miata coming out that corner that will give Charles an advantage as we look. Bit of a time to Hamilton, but we might not just get that the other. We might not get it anymore as we just run out of the battery. We might lose a lot of our time right now as we go into lap 11. Charles Leclerc, who now got the upper hand, is in a hard tyre, clearly a lot more favourable going towards this lap 11. So Charles Leclerc took the move done like that, and now we put Miata in the advantage to try and do something. Another slide again, just a small one. But clearly, the amount of how small of a slide to do is a bit lot to the time, and we still managed to get that the others, which is good. But Charles Leclerc is a lot closer now, going for the move on the inside. Get it done very easily. We had to give some space. There's no point trying to battle too much, forcing him to do something, and it's unnecessary to do that. And now we've got Piastri, who should be getting closer to Miata, and it's going to be paid for, because Miata is doing a really good job. It's just not that quick compared to both Ferrari and got Albon, who is chased out George Russell. And I think Albon is doing a pretty good job this weekend so far compared to his teammate Carlos Sainz, but Carlos Sainz had the penalty with Torton being knocked out of the last place. So not really Carlos Sainz's fault why he's down there. But Carlos Sainz up in P16, we got flag, do I not? We got a flag being waved. I wonder who got that another flag being pulled out on, and I think it's Albon, which is saw him up in the standing. It is. It's Alex Albon is now out of the Singapore long point. That is so unfortunate for Albon. That sucked for him, but a freebie for everybody who were behind Albon, and Martin now up to P40, and they seem might get involved and try to get a battle for the P10. I'm not sure if he can pull it off. He might be able to. I'm hoping he can. That will help out down massively. He needs to finish ahead of Oliver Behrman to stop them from scoring lots of points. But even though it's P9 and P10, Miata, who's obviously got the biggest point total we don't have to worry too much, but it'd be nice to have Martin up there and in that top 10 and just get the point score and got Piat now getting closer to Miata. And we might see the move being made here. Yes, we do. Piat, the easy overtake, got a clear move ahead of Miata, and that shot showing us. And unfortunately, both Ferrari have pulled away from the 6th place. So now it's 4 and 5 Ferrari over 2 seconds time. Though seems that Ferrari is clearly quicker on that hard tyre. But in that top three, you can see New Zealand is starting to catch up to Matt while Loud and Oliver is losing time. And I think there is a problem with the medium tire, which makes sense if we headed into that to the point where medium tire will start feeling really bad and the hard tire doesn't feel too bad anyway, so obviously opposite effect anyway. So Miyata needs to try and to stay close to Piat. That's the main goal right now. Just stay close to Piat. We gotta come in, put hard tyre on at some point, and once we do that, we want to be close on Piat because we want to make sure we keep that opportunity to try and score some P6, maybe try to get ourselves back in the top 5, but I think it might be unlikely. But with Albon being the end up, that might happen to everybody in the top 5. You never know. This Singapore long sometimes up by some calamity always occur at that point. But we got Newton Tanona in lap 13 with the other. He's looking to make a move on Matt Verstappen. Pulled them left to the right just like he's done before during the outside, and he seems how to do active. He's now leading the Singapore long Newton Tanona has overtaken his rival Matt Verstappen, and it now leads the Singapore long Matt in the second place. He's now going to have to try get back ahead, and I think Matt is not happy about it. So he needed the win to keep himself ahead in the championship fight and stopping Lando from catching up. And of course, London Matt spent time behind using Tanona to cause a problem for himself at Lando. Whoa, hold on. Matt just spun. I think he just spun. Matt just made the contact with Lando. That was unexpected. I wanted to say something good about Lando, but Matt stopped in the middle of a track, and he now on red flag. Red flag is out. Wait, did I just see Matt with 10 seconds penalty? I believe so. Matt have got a penalty. We just check the replay. What happened here? So here we go. Within the lap 13 replay of Matt Verstappen spun. Makes sense. He spun on that quite badly and made the contact with Lando. So Matt should have never moved his car. He moved his car into Lando. So he stopped for Ferrari, but he didn't stop for Lando. It did questionable. I think Matt, well, he turned to something there. I'm not going to say what it is. You might have to figure it out, but it's a red flag. We've got time to put a hard tyre on and go to the end on it. So that's really good. But we still not want to be P7, so I don't know what can happen at the restart now, getting ready to go underway. New Zealand who is leading now with Land, another second place. Hamilton should manage himself up to P2, looking to make a 3 more. Can Hamilton take the lead? He does. Lewis Hamilton is taking the lead of the Singapore long point, and Newton Tanona up to P2. Charles Leclerc get himself up in P3. Beat Land, another who's in P4, and Miata returned back to P5 as he made a fantastic overtake on Piastri and Matt Verstappen in turn 2. That is incredible, and I think Matt's got 15-second penalty, but it looks like Piastri is actually ahead of Miata. I got him wrong. Miata, unfortunately, be overtaken by the Piastri. That just start. It was a good start, but just wasn't enough. Made the contact with the wall. Miata went too deep, made the contact with the wall, and Matt Verstappen has locked the play down to P8, and Russell going up to P7, and Matt, you had 10-second penalty. I think he got 15-second penalty now. That is the massive help that Land another in the championship fight, and Hamilton is leading now, and it's a big chance to see Hamilton on the win for the Ferrari, and of course New Zealand want to try to get back in there and get that victory. He wanted to the most, but he might have to fight for it because Charles Leclerc might be able to get the move on New Zealand at some point, and Hamilton of course would love to get a win. He hasn't had a win for a while, and it should be his third win at the Ferrari, and Miata had the defense now. He should don't have a pay to Matt Piatti or Lando Norris. I think made a mistake, which was twice severe. So we had to maybe shuttle for P6 and defense as much as we can. We got Martin, who's in P11. He got an opportunity to score some points, especially for Matt Verstappen, who's of course got that 15-second penalty. He to end up being behind Martin at some point, and Martin love leading that. We can see a lot of timing right now. Using Tsunoda got the move, being overtaken by Chandler today now at the P2, and Russell had also overtaken Ritomi Miata. That is going to start showing much, and it's now 1-2. Body Ferrari, a fantastic return so far. I didn't think they had it in them, but it seems like they did. All because Matt's mistake that might help Ferrari to 2 of them 1-2 victory for the third time in a very long time. And Lando Norris, of course, being a bit of a person. He's trying to do something contact, mate, yet. Oh no, a bit of trash. There's a bit of trash. Miata and Matt Verstappen came together. What on earth just happened? What on earth had just happened? Matt Verstappen just crashed, and Miata also crashed it. I have no clue what on earth had happened.
Charles Leclerc, what a drive, what a victory. He wins.
It's one thing to put fast laps together, but to make these moves stick without losing too much time, that's real racecraft.
It's time to bring out the bubbly and spray it around. It's our podium celebrations. And who gets to take the top step of the podium? Yes, it is I, Leclerc, Charles Leclerc on top.
Wow, what a weekend for the Ferrari. Charles Leclerc with the lap to fantastic win with Hamilton, Stetson and George Russell finishing third. I did not think Russell can get it done, but I mean, we probably had a red flag for Miata and Matt Verstappen coming together. We need to check the replay. I have no idea what happened. There was a split second, but I can quite tell what had happened during the 5-round replay, which will be coming up very soon. So well done, Charles Leclerc, Hamilton, and George Russell, and now another championship fight is now getting there, and Victor Martin still managed somehow finish outside the point. What? And of course, the DNF is Miata, Matt, and Alex Albon, and now Lando Norris with 47 points to Matt Verstappen. There is a championship fight to be up for the lab, but this season there to be a very, very tension race. Matt Verstappen will be DNF twice in a row. What might happen? And got McLaren now 86 points behind the Red Bull. So we might see some two battles for both trophies. We have to wait and see, but I think Red Bull might drop the Construction Championship on hold because Piatti just wasn't really leading well so far this season. But Lando and Matt, they could be having a fight potentially. They had to check out that replay on what had happened to that massive crash from Miata and Matt Verstappen. It looked like they came together, but who was not at fault? We need to find out very soon, which will be coming up eventually. Still waiting to fight there, yeah. The replay now there. So Miata with Athletic right now. Oh, he made a contact at the barrier. And Matt went into him. Matt with the innocent one, so he crashed, he spun around, and Matt just went into him. It wasn't even Matt's fault. It was unexpected for him to expect that car to turn and Ocon end up making the contact as well. So it would be Miata's fault. It was his own fault for tracking the barrier and taking out Matt Verstappen. So back to back, the end up with a massive crash. Just not the episode that Miata wanted for sure at the ending now. Let's do the next long point. Hopefully we'll do better. So thanks for watching, please like and dislike my video. Do my very appreciated, and peace out.